No one is prepared for all of the storms this world throws our way. Suddenly we find ourselves down, out, discouraged, at a loss in the midst of devastation, and hungry for hope.
Through the trials and tribulations of living through all the hurricanes and the storms and responding, it's for this moment that God has created us.
Forged by Fire is a feeding ministry, a gospel-bred nonprofit disaster relief effort born in the Village Church Lutheran in Lacombe, Louisiana. Pastor Paul Ernewen answering the call to feed both body and soul.
Mission is to feed people, no strings attached. And I think that's the most important thing. It's not just a bowl of jambalaya, it's a bowl of hope.
Get out the good book. We're talking loaves and fishes here. When this group of volunteers rolls up in the aftermath of disaster, an amazing transformation takes place. Where once there was devastation, a kitchen appears.
It's kind of magical to see everything kind of unload equipment-wise and people take their positions.
A coordinated culinary cacophony, a pandemonia of pots, pans, and paddles, a living labor of love.
We have a 90-gallon pot, a couple 60-gallon pots, all set up with propane burners, banjo burners. You will see large propane tanks. You will see the fire going, coming up on the sides of the pot.
At Forging Fire, serving over 1,000 people in just a matter of hours. Stoked by a team of feeding ministry volunteers who not only have the feeding part pretty much down pat, but are just as devoted to the ministry.
It's not just a meal. We have an interaction with the people in the drive-through line, and I want it to be a positive interaction. I want that plate of food, when it leaves our serving line, to look nice.
An amazing transformation takes place. Forged by Fire teams in advance with local churches hit by tragedy and utilizes local members from that church to see that the meals get where they are needed the most. Familiar faces in a time of trial.
You don't know how desperate they might have been in that moment just to know that someone cared about them. And that's what I get goosebumps, when I think about that, because that's the opportunity that we're giving them, that someone cares about them.
And the rewards are many. Those fed by Forged by Fire return the blessing, responding immediately when disaster strikes closer to home.
These are churches that I didn't necessarily have a relationship with, or people over the years that we might have just helped once or twice and served their communities. And now that we are the disaster area, they reached out to me. And it's been a very humbling experience.
Forged by Fire. Its mission, straight from the gospel. 1 Corinthians 3:13. Their work will be shown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed with fire, and the fire will test the quality of each person's work.
And if that's all our legacy will ever be, is that we made people feel like they were cared for, I'm good with that. I can lay my head on the pillow at night and sleep easy. And so as a Christian, I just thought it was the perfect name for us, that we've been forged, by fire for this very purpose of serving.